NASCAR Sprint Cup Series action set to come your way from the Irish Hills of Michigan. A 2-mile D-shaped oval. Field rolling off. Gorgeous day. Couldn't ask for better weather. Great crowd on hand to watch NASCAR here on a Sunday afternoon. 43 cars, and we're going to take you inside the battles throughout the afternoon, all the way from Jimmy Johnson starting in second spot throughout the field back to Michael Waltrip starting back in 42nd position. So we'll give you an inside look at the early laps here from high-definition onboard cameras. Take a look at our starting grid. Brian Vickers became the 12th different pole sitter in 2008. By the way, the winner here back in June, Dale Earnhardt Jr. starts fourth. Top rookie qualifier once again, Patrick Carpentier in sixth. And of course, there's our in-race reporter, driver of the 3M Ford, two-time Michigan winner, Greg Biffle, who will start ninth today. Let's talk with Greg.
Greg, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You have a copy?
I got you, DJ.
Hey, Greg, with your position in the points, how much can you afford to gamble if this race comes down to fuel mileage?
Well, we were talking about that earlier, DJ, and, you know, we really can't afford to gamble a lot because we're not locked in. If we were locked in, we might be a little bit more apt to take a gamble, but right now we need to do what the guys around us the points do, you know, for saying who we're racing for the chase. So we're going to do what we can do to try and get good track position at the end. And hopefully we got good fuel mileage and, you know, we can stay out and get some track position to have a chance to win this thing.
All right, Greg, our next question comes from our ESPN mailbag, and one of your fans, Ed, in Mount Airy, North Carolina, would like to know, where does this track rank among your favorites and why?
Well, you broke up at the end there, DJ, but where does this track rank? This track ranks, as far as I'm concerned, the top of my list. It's one of the favorite places to come for me. I've got 4 wins here, 2 in the trucks, 2 in the Cup car. Hopefully today I can say after today I'd say 5. But this is one of my favorite places. You can run all over this place, down at the bottom, in the middle, on the top, and have plenty of racing room. So this is top of my list for as far as racetracks for me.
All right, Greg, thanks for being with us and have a great day.
Thank you.
If Greg Biffle has to gamble today, the man who will have to roll the dice and make the call is crew chief Greg Irwin. Let's visit with Greg.
Hey, Greg Irwin. Andy Petrie up here in the booth. Do you have us?
Yeah, Andy, loud and clear.
Hey, Greg, you know, this track has always been tight, and it seems to get tighter during the day. But we didn't see that yesterday in the Nationwide Series race. A lot of cars were loose. What can we see, expect to see today?
I don't know. I think I have 3 races with Greg here now, and we have a little bit of a notebook to go on. And we've had a little trouble with some rear grip, both last year with the old style car and in the first race here this year. So we went with our notes a little bit and found a balance that we think will stay with them, you know, all day.
Greg, we saw Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team go 55 laps in June to win this thing. Can you go that far if you have to?
I don't think so, Andy, and probably, like Greg just got done saying, we probably wouldn't take a chance of stretching it that far. I don't know exactly where this thing's going to line up, but I hopefully that it turns into a race at the end and not who can go the furthest on fuel. I mean, I know the odds are against me on that, but I think we got a pretty good car, and Greg's already told you how he feels about it, so I'd like to race him for the win.
Well, thanks a lot, Greg, and you guys have a good race. Good luck.
Thanks, Andy.
Still hard to believe Earnhardt Jr. went 55 laps here back in June, but they made it work with 12 laps of caution. Now let's update some of the other stories we'll be following today, starting in the pits. First, here's Shannon Spake.
Yeah, Doc, rolling off 25th today is Martin Truex Jr., whose record here at Michigan International Speedway is certainly impressive. He has 2 top 2 finishes in the past 3 starts. Now, because of a 150-point penalty handed to that team just a few weeks ago, Martin Truex is currently 16th in the point standings. However, I spoke with his interim crew chief, Mike Ricci, this morning. He told me that until they're mathematically eliminated, they are going to continue fighting to get into the chase. Dave.
Shannon, like Dale Earnhardt Jr. before him, Mark Martin will be leaving this 8-car by season's end. And like Junior, he wants to get a win before that happens. They were close here in June at Michigan, but they ran out of fuel during the green-white checkered on the final lap and finished 30th or finished in the 20s that day. They had an awesome car at Pocono. They had issues on pit road. Tony Gibson, crew chief, this morning told me that they want to get that win for Mark. They want to get it for themselves. And then again today, they have a very good race car to get there. Jamie?
Well, Dave, it was 4 years ago at Michigan that Carl Edwards made his Cup Series debut. Bob Osborne was his crew chief that day and remains still today. Now they sit second in points. That's the best in his career he's ever sat in the points. He won the nationwide race last night, said he has a car capable of winning today. Carl Edwards, well, they haven't clinched it yet, but they're going for wins. They're trying to close that gap on leader Kyle Busch. Mike?
Well, Jamie, Jeff Burton sits 5th in the standings and appears all but locked into the chase. Still, he comes into today's race looking for a bit of a spark. In his words, his cars recently have lacked speed, and the statistics certainly reflect that. Believe it or not, Jeff Burton has led only 11 laps since the beginning of April. He said, though, this weekend they've worked on their car repeatedly. They turned it from loose into a very good race car. He says the car he has this afternoon is the best car he's had at Michigan in as long as he can remember, Doc.
Mike, we got one of the best guys to go over the wall carrying a camera today. Alex the Animal Yunchuk, who's the front tire carrier for the 22 car of Dave Blaney. Alex out of Jordan, New York. And there are the guys that are going to be going across. We'll watch them up close and personal. Our race analysis, it is 200 laps, 400 miles on a 2-mile oval. Pit road speed 55. Ours the pit window. That's very critical today.
Yeah, and it's 38 to 42. But these guys, you know, it's no telling what they'll try to do here if they have to try to win this thing.